Good evening, Hope Dealers, and Happy New Year. I hope all of you had a wonderful Christmas time and great start. A lot of us had a snowy start to this week. But anyway, I love the start of a new year. Do you? I'm excited to come together. And even though I know on one hand, everyone is over Zoom calls from the last 2 years of our lives, but I am never over Zoom calls with all of you. They are life-giving, they're inspiring, you're my friends. I am just so grateful we're able to do this because the first 6 years of my business for our Nations Calls, we dialed in a number and we just listened on the phone. So I never saw all of the people that we're all in the same call. So it's a privilege. And I want to begin by just genuinely recognizing every single one of you for being here. I don't mean just on this call or watching the recording, but that you're still standing after 2020. We thought that was going to be the year that just, okay, we made it through that. Now we're in 2021 and it was another year, wasn't it? So if you're still standing after those 2 years, ready to grow, ready to move forward, I really do commend you and just admire you immensely. And I want to share some perspective tonight. Hopefully, if we run out of time, I'll just do a Facebook Live tomorrow because I don't want to rush anything else. So, but I do have some perspective I want to share about growing your own vision and setting individual and team goals for 2022. But I want to first hear your words for the year. I don't want to save that and rush that at the end. So I just want to envision that we really are all together like we will be in Vegas in July for Empower. You get the Path to Empower in February, and then Empower is in July 13th, 14th, 15th. If you haven't marked that down, but just pretend we're already there and we are together and we're sharing these words. And I will start off because if you haven't thought of one yet, or you think this exercise is hard, no one has a harder time with this exercise every single year than me. I had no less, I was like, why did you do this again? Because you're doing it to yourself. I could show you my list. I don't see that notebook, but there were no less than 20 words written down. I wanted them all. I still want them all. I had prayer, I had vision, I had little steps, I had possibilitarian. I loved that word from last year. I had opportunity, joy, serve. And then one of my new favorites I really almost chose was CEO, because if you've read The Energy Bus, you're the CEO, the Chief Energy Officer of your energy bus every single day. And what I finally chose was habits. I'm like, I don't really want that one. I want one of these really uplifting, emotional, charged words like CEO. But I thought, okay, and this is where I'm going to tell you my 2 sentences on habits, because I had 2 paragraphs that I was going to share. I was like, that's not fair. I told everyone they could have 2 sentences, why they chose their word. So number 1 on habits, because I always have complete control over that. And it's that choice to establish habits that transforms my good intentions, my big goals, into concrete actions where I see results and growth and lasting progress. So there were 2 sentences. So let's have fun just sharing these. If you don't have one yet, you can just say, I'm like Dina, I'm deciding between, you can name like 3 or 4 words, not 20. And then after the call, post it in that comments where Beth has led us off along with a couple of others, Beth and Rihanna, and who else was so excited about sharing their word in there. Maggie. So that post where you already see theirs, you can post your word. And if you want to tell us 10 sentences about why you chose the word in there, go ahead. So who would like, I will tell you who can start us off. Janet Benson is always at church on Wednesday nights and watches the recording, and she sent me her word to share, and her word is serve. So who would like to go after Janet? Okay, go. And you know what? Don't wait for me to comment in between or it'll take us too long. Just someone else keep on going. So Ashley, go ahead.
Okay. My word is simplicity. And the reason I chose that is because it has felt like there's been a lot of overwhelm and a lot of other stuff this past year. And this is not 2 sentences. Oh, and with Bob, with Bob Highleg's boot camp that we're doing right now, he has been talking about how if you can just do like one thing every day consistently, how that can make a big impact. It doesn't, we always think that it needs to be more, or we need to do more, and it's not necessarily that way. So my word is simplicity, and I'm trying to take that to heart with Arbonne and then the rest of life.
I love that, Ashley. Thank you. And don't worry about the 2-sentence thing. About the length of what Ashley shared is great. And however, don't get tied up in that. We've got a small group on live, so actually don't worry about it. All right, next.
Dina, I'll go.
All right,
so my word for 2022 is gratitude, because it doesn't really how long I've been driving on Awful Avenue. If I go into gratitude, I can't stay there. So no matter what negative thought I'm having at any given moment, if I think of something I'm grateful for, I can't stay there.
That's awesome. I love that. I said I wasn't going to comment between everyone, but I love your words. See, I want all these words. Okay.
I'll go.
Rihanna. Okay.
Yeah, I was the first one to post that. I'm like, I'll say my word. It's release. I thought of this word release because like almost to be set free of like any confinement that I may have had, or like self limitations, or like just release myself from not making the habits of having progress, and just to be, I don't know, just to have, I think, more of a freedom feeling of where I am in my business, and also to not even about the business though. It's also about being a wife, showing up as a mom, and just like, I have a lot of, I don't know, I would say like confinements around that, of how it should be. And so just releasing that and just being in the moment, I think it's really key for me right now in my life.
I love that. Thank you. I love that Connolly wrote, "You're a butterfly. You're just floating."
Oh.
And in case you're stressing out anyone, like, you don't have to share this. So it's like whoever wants to. We're not going to sit here until everyone has done it. If there's, so you can say pass, you can whatever. So just want you to know there's no pressure. But I'd love for you to keep going. Whoever would like to share.
I can go next.
Mine is.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Go, Thomas. Go.
Go ahead, Kate. Go ahead, Kate. I'll go after you.
All right, Thomas.
All right.
Go.
So mine is love, and it's empowered to love. And I had a conversation with a dear friend a couple days ago, and just talking and sharing, there was a lot of blame. So I need to do everything from love, whether it be relationship with friends, family, and business. It all just needs to focus around love, and everything will fall in place.
Great. Thank you. All right, Kate, I think you're next.
Yeah. So my word for 2022 is thrive. 2021 was a year filled with health challenges for me, and just not feeling embodied and in myself. And I'm ready to let that go and just thrive in all areas. So that's my word, and I'm excited about it.
I love that. Thank you.
I can go.
All right.
So my word is joy. And I actually did a post about this back in December, but it's just finding, because joy is not dependent on your circumstances. Like, it's really from within. And, I believe my joy comes from my Creator. So just really trying to work through moments that are out of my control. And of course, that can relate to our Arbonne business too, but just to put a smile on my face and still find joy in those tough moments that just, maybe you can feel sad and you can feel joy at the same time, which I find to be really empowering. And then to be able to share that with others. So if I'm feeling that, if I can focus on that for myself, then I can focus on what really, if I'm relating it to my Arbonne business, what this and that inside joy and that joy that each of you guys bring to me, like what that can offer to someone else too, and just really working from that place.
I love that, Con. Joy. That's beautiful.
I'll go.
Jamie.
So I've been teetering with a few of them, but the one that I think I have chosen, but I might switch it. Sorry if you hear some squeaking. Someone's trying to compete for attention. So I chose the word today because I think a lot of times I tomorrow a lot of things. And I feel like I tomorrowed the entire 2021. And I feel like looking back, it was just all about daily tomorrowing. And so when I woke up today, I just kept saying today, today. And I haven't really stepped in my office in a couple months. I've kind of cluttered it and then just done things here and there. And I woke up today and was like, today I have to get through this because I feel so just cluttered with every part of my life. And I spent 8 hours and literally 6 trash bags later, it just today. And so I really think that that's what I'm going to focus on right now. Just focus on what I can do today, the little bits here and there.
Great word. Great word, Jamie. Thank you. Anyone else?
I'll share.
Okay, Amber.
I had 2 words. I'm not allowed to share 2 words.
Yes, you are. Listen, I slipped in a whole bunch there when I was listing my whole list. So
Well, they're both C words. The first one is commitment and the second one is creativity. I'm really committed to having some, maybe what I felt like last year was unrealistic goals for my business, but really committed to stay focused. I know how to do like the behind the scenes work, but I think seeing kind of like an unrealistic goal in my business is, I don't know, sometimes hard. I kind of play small. I have been a little bit playing small in the way that I think about myself in this business, but so I'm kind of committed. I'm committed to go a little bigger this year, and it feels really exciting. I'm committed to just being a really present mom and a really present wife. And that goes into my commitment to creativity and kind of doing a little bit more of that in my everyday, more music, more just things that are, a part of me, and that's really like who I am. I'm a musician, you guys know, but like some of those things I have been kind of putting on the side, and I'm just really excited for some of the things that my husband and I have been working on and doing. And so that's really what I see this year being, is more family, more mom stuff, more creativity, and then really committing to some really big goals in my business.
that's awesome. I love the 2 C's, commitment and creativity. Thank you. All right,
Oh, and I have COVID. That's another C word. I'm committed to stay healthy this year.
go. Down with COVID. Oh,
I'll go next if nobody else wants to go. And I'm with you, Amber, because we also have COVID in our house as well. I'm just past my quarantine, but I've been still in my mask wearing period. So, and we've been juggling that for the last couple of weeks. So, and I am also like everybody else in that there were probably 20 plus words that I've been tossing around in my head. But it's interesting that the very first word was serve, because that's the one that I kept coming back to too. And I know that as a human, as a person that relates to other people, I am a natural server, lover, healer. Like that is sort of my natural state. But to really embrace that within the business, I think appeals to me. And it just feels like a natural way to embrace the business as a part of who I am. So that just kept coming back to me in contemplating all these wonderful words that I could have chosen.
I love that. I love that. So serve, that's perfect. Thank you. All right. Does anyone else want to? If I do a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I will move on then, but thank you so much to all of you who shared. I really, really appreciate that. If you could tell, I was taking notes and writing down all your words, and please go in that post after the call and share them. All right, I can tell I'm going to be doing a live for a big part of the training I was going to do tonight, but I would much rather have heard all of your words. I want to quickly go over to recognition right now. And oh, great, I have it down at the bottom. And it needs to go up to the top. Okay. I did not get all the information I needed to do districts and qualifications. So I'm going to start right here with Achiever Award earners, District Manager Achiever Award, both Connolly and Amber Fry. Congrats to both of you for doing that in December. And then Tops in Changing Lives. Now I'm going to come back to this in a minute because I hope you've noticed several months ago where I changed top sponsoring to Tops in Changing Lives, because that really is what it is. So this is the personal enrolling of new preferred clients and consultants that have $150 orders. So Rihanna and Connolly both did that in December. Congrats to both of you. And then by district, the top 3 districts, top 3 areas, Rihanna, Connolly, Amber Fry, Connolly, Rihanna, Amber Fry for district and area. So another big congrats there. And then tops in personal sales were Connolly, Amber Fry, then me, and Perfect Brick. Just in case there's anyone new on here, that is $2,500 from you and personally enrolled preferred clients or new consultants. And that was Connolly and Rihanna this time. Congrats. And then I know y'all have seen my announcement, but I got to recognize these 4 who are going to be traveling to Cancun with me. Cannot wait to vacation. This is the most we've ever had earn a trip at the same time. Fran, Rihanna, Connolly, Amber Fry, and me. And the stars are the extra 1,000 that Arbonne gives for air travel. Cannot wait to share this week with you. It's going to be here in just a couple more months. And then I want to recognize all those who registered for Path to Empower February 19th. Now, a couple of you have said, if RSVP'd, that you'll be at Connolly's, but you haven't registered online for Arbonne. And a couple of them are the other way around, that you registered online and said you're coming to Connolly's, but I don't see you over there. So for now, I just lumped it all together. I see that I left one name off of this, and that would be mine, because I was typing everyone else's names, but I really am registered on the Arbonne site, and I created the event. I will be at Connolly's. So Ashley Powell, Beth Hooper, Nadine, I will come back to that star in a minute, Anne Maloney, Patrice Strachan, Allison Kahelski, Thomas Deans, Kate Stone, Maggie Nagard, Rihanna Peasy, Jamie Stafford, Connolly Stewart, Amber Fry, Olga Vovk, Janet Benson, Fran Babishak, and Chelsea Montgomery. And the reason I starred Nadina is because she blew me away. If you saw our correspondence this week, I can stop this now, of Nadina saying, I'm going to come down. I'm like, what? You live in Ware, Massachusetts, not W-H-E-R-E, Ware, W-A-R-E is the town in Massachusetts where Nadina lives. And I go MapQuest, and it's almost 9 hours with no traffic. And Nadina is driving down and coming to Path to Empower. So all of us will finally get to meet her. And I am blown away that you are doing that. So the star was to remind me to say that. We can't wait. We can't wait to have you here. All right. Last couple of minutes here. I'm going to, again, just cut a lot of this, and I will do a live in the next day or two. But I do want to talk about one more thing while we're all together tonight, before I go into tomorrow's about personal vision and goal setting. I want to introduce something new, and that is setting a team goal. Never done this before, about how many lives we want to change as a team each month. And again, every time I say change lives, we know what I'm talking about, new preferred client or consultant, because our products really do change people's lives by changing their health inside and out. And our opportunity has the power to change lives on so many levels, only one of which is income. And it's always exciting for me to, in anything, to know that I'm part of something bigger than myself and to realize that my contribution makes a difference. An example that just kind of came to me today was, I bet every one of you have been part of a GoFundMe page at some point where you've seen a need of someone close to you, and you've contributed to make something happen for a person. Y'all know this what I'm talking about. I had the privilege of being part of one over Christmas. Connelly, I don't know if you saw it, but it was for Sarah Wilson, who's another MVP who has been battling cancer for 6 years, and they needed to raise this huge amount in a short period of time for her to even have a chance at this treatment. And it was so exciting to watch that come together above and beyond the goal, but to look at that and just know, my contribution was a drop in the bucket in that, but all those drops in the bucket, made a difference. And that's, so I kind of think in that comparison, I wanted to just, when you can see what happens when you do a little and see what it becomes, and ask, what do you think we could do as a team for number of lives changed each month? But tonight, only talking about January. We can't figure out the next months and the next. And I realized, well, you have no idea what a reasonable number might be. There's without a frame of reference. So I'm going to read you lives changed per month for the last 6 months. In December, it was 50 as a nation. November, 71. October was 95. September, 49. August, 42. And July, 66. And if you're like numbers, that averages to 62 a month. But listen to these numbers. In April 2019, a month Amber Fry and I for sure will not forget, because Amber was finishing region and our whole entire team was finishing nation. That month, we changed 135 lives together. And in November 2020, the 8th month of the pandemic, where you think maybe the sponsoring was 22, we changed 156 lives together. That is, I'm pretty sure, is our top that we have ever done. And so before I open this up, I want to say that this is just something that came to me when I do the recognition in February for this month, January. I'm going to have everyone's name in there who changed even one life. Means you enrolled a new preferred client or consultant. And I'm not going to have ones beside some names and twos beside some names. I don't want you to compare. So if you even changed one, then your name will be on that page. And I'm going to add, we'll still do all the normal recognition, but I'm going to add that one plus one more. And this is a simple one. Everyone who meets the requirements of the Consultant Achiever Award. I want to have a page that recognizes that. That's having 2,500 and changing 2 lives. Now, once you're a district and above, you're not paid that $100 one. You're working for your level Achiever Award. But it's a really great way to grow a sustainable, healthy personal business, is always go back to being that brand new independent consultant who is working, to get the 2,500 and change 2 lives. We're still going to recognize for Perfect Brick, and you can see that just kicks it up a notch, 2,505. So I encourage you, aim there, but you're going to be recognized for 2,500 with 2, because that's the Consultant Achiever Award. And you're also going to be recognized for changing 1 life as we grow to change more than ever. So, today's new change lives are those who reorder the next months and host and refer, and may even see the life-changing opportunity of this business. So now this is going out on a limb for me, because I think, what if no one participates in this little discussion? But I am going to just go for it and open it up, unmute yourself. And what do you think based on those numbers? What would be a fun goal to strive for in January? Someone be brave and start off, and let's bounce it. We're not going to spend more than another minute or 2 on this.
Like 100?
Whoa, that would be a great one. I love that. Yeah, that's going from, what do we say, 50 to 100?
Yeah.
We just did 50.
Yeah.
I love
You
that.
said the average was 60. So
The
if you
average was
look at
60-ish.
going 40. I mean, it's over. It is a stretch, but I think that's good.
75.
Did you just take it down?
She said 60.
What do y'all want? I
I
hear.
like 100. I
like
think
I didn't
you know,
say
if you-
60.
yeah.
No, she
put
said
100.
she said the average was 60. What I
Mhm.
just read, 62. Okay.
I vote 100.
Oh
I was
my
just thinking
goodness.
if all of us just sponsored like one PC last month or something, like what is the big stretch of sponsoring two? You know, like so if our average is 60, I know we could all do 100. Like adding one more person than you did last month is not a big deal. That's like the power of a nation. That's how, like, we have so many people who are even inactive consultants who could find another clean eater, you know, or something like that. So I think we should do 100.
All right. And I'm seeing in comments too, Esther saying 100, Thomas says 100. And I love Beth saying what good or weak goals. And I was looking at something I was going to say about weekly goals. And I was like, Beth misspelled weak. Oh no, she means what good are weak goals that are not strong goals. And Donna Johnson always says, that quotes Rita, who always said, what good are low hopes? So, all right. 100 it is. And I think that that will be really awesome for you to see. Of course, you're working your own personal business, your own, and that's another reason that did come together. Everyone really was working towards their, own personal growth, personal business as well. And I would just say, most of this I'm going to just have to wait and share tomorrow because it will be, let me see if I can do any of what I was going to do in one more minute. I'll just share one part and then I'll pick up on this because I'll have to do a live too. We'll get to do a live, happy to do one. Something that Bob Heilig does is tells everyone to write down their impossible goal for 2022. So if I could leave you with just that one little assignment tonight, I love that. For one, he's doing a great 2-week New Year's training right now. And I just want to give a shout out to Ashley Powell, Janet Benson, and Olga Vov, because all three of them are doing this with me. And it's some work and commitment, a lot of mind work and real work, activity work involved. And so, the first thing that we did was to write down our impossible goal. And the important thing is you think about that tonight, and then I'll continue this tomorrow. Don't worry that you can't see how you're going to get there from here. The question to ask is not how on earth, is this ever really going to happen? Like, why am I really writing this down? Because I don't see any way right now. And that's not the question. The question to ask are questions like, who do I need to become in order to be able to reach that goal? What qualities do I need to develop? What habits do I need to put in place? What areas do I need to grow? And, the more that I've listened to him on this, the more it makes sense, because setting a safe goal, or like Beth just said, a weak goal, it doesn't require us to, it might be like, oh, well, I just want to kind of maintain, that's a weak goal, or I'll just do a little more than I'm going to just do more than I have in the past and just see where that takes me. That kind of thing doesn't require growth or change. Can you see that? And one of the best gifts of staying the course in a network marketing business like this is the growth. It's that growth in belief that has to come. It's ride or die, right? You have to keep growing in that belief. You have to keep taking steps that grow you in confidence and grow in loving and in serving and in leadership and in so many of these words that we heard tonight. So instead of shying away from having an impossible goal and going, oh, I can't believe I'm writing this down and this is weird and this feels scary, don't look at it like that. Commend yourself for having the courage to have a vision and know that this is your ticket to an adventure of growth and an adventure of changing lives that you would never have had if you just set the week goal or didn't set anything at all. And his next thing for this, I'll just share this much, is to break it into what's your 30-day business goal. So you get the big year, but then it just starts into steps, and just doing the 30 days. And how the biggest mistake that people make is setting a big goal and just going what do I need to do? And I can tell you that was me, because I am the give me a checklist, show me what to do, I will go do it person, where it really takes going back to the mindset and slowing down long enough to just go, not do, because as he says, you'll just keep doing more of what you have been doing in the same way you have been doing it with the same mindset. And it's not going to be productive until you go back and fix the things in that red light story type of thing that are holding you back. I'll just share as I close what my impossible goal is. And it is to promote 7 direct area managers and 2 direct regional vice presidents in 2022. And if those of you, I don't think there's anyone too new that wouldn't understand direct, but direct means direct to me, not that there's not a new area in Connolly's region or a new area in Rachel's region. They need to, this is in my region. So I hope that those of you in my region are going, me, I will be one of those new areas. I will be one of those new regions. And, to be honest, I did not promote one direct area or regional vice president in 2021. And that's a little bit more than embarrassing for a national vice president. And so I have some mindset work, obviously, to do if that's an indication of what I feel I'm worthy and capable of, which is a whole part of the work of these impossible goals, is to go, why am I not there? Obviously, there's something there in that mindset that needs to be changed. And I am absolutely committed to, working and growing. And that's why habits are in there. So think about your impossible goals and impossible goal. And again, we won't share it on a call, but I'd love for you to share it with your upline as far up as you want to go in that. And as I close, I'll make sure we only go up to 5 minutes over here. I leave on January 18th for the MVP Leadership Week. It's not in Maui this time. Lots of, the restrictions and COVID and all of this, it's in Miami. But I look forward to sharing everything that they allow us to share the minute that we're allowed to share it. So watch, keep an eye on, I promise to do better on Instagram stories than I usually do. I know some of you won't believe that until you see it, but new habit. And I will absolutely post in our Facebook group as much as I can, share of what we hear. But I am excited. I feel like Tyler and what he's bringing to Arbonne, that we have never had stronger, more intentional leadership. And I can't wait to hear his vision and his plans for 2022 and beyond. And I can tell from all that he is alluding to that the high tide is coming. And you know what the quote we always say, be sure your boat is in the water, because the high tide raises all ships. All right. I love being with you. Thanks for sharing your words, and thanks for giving us the goal. All right, 100 lives changed. All right. Love each one of you.